Learn English through story. The forbidden whisper of passion. In a small coastal town, where the sound of waves crashing against the rocky shore provided a constant lullaby, lived a woman named Clara. At 32, she was a successful marine biologist known for her groundbreaking research on ocean ecosystems. Her life revolved around her work, her close-knit group of friends, and her seemingly stable relationship with Mark. A dependable and kind-hearted architect, Clara was often seen as the epitome of success. Yet she harbored an unquenchable thirst for adventure and passion that her routine life had long suppressed. The monotony of her existence gnawed at her, leaving her restless and yearning for something more. Despite her accomplishments, Clara felt trapped in a cage of expectations, both her own and those imposed by society. One evening, as the sun began to set over the horizon, Clara decided to visit the beach after work. She often found solace in the soothing rhythm of the waves and the salty breeze that brushed against her skin. The beach was her sanctuary, a place where she could escape the pressures of her daily life. As she strolled along the shore, lost in thought, she noticed a figure in the distance, sketching in a notebook. Curiosity piqued, Clara approached the stranger. As she drew nearer, she could see a young man, his brow furrowed in concentration, his dark hair tousled by the wind. He was immersed in his art, capturing the beauty of the ocean on paper. There was something magnetic about him, an aura of intensity that stirred something deep within Clara. "Excuse me," she said softly, not wanting to startle him. He looked up, his piercing blue eyes meeting hers. "Oh, hi, I didn't see you there." He smiled warmly, revealing a set of dimples that made her heart skip a beat. "I'm Leo, I come here often to draw." "I'm Clara," she replied, feeling a flutter of excitement. "Your sketches are beautiful." "Thank you. I'm trying to capture the essence of the ocean. It has so many moods," Leo said, gesturing to the waves crashing against the rocks. Clara found herself drawn into conversation with him. They spoke about art, nature, and their shared love for the ocean. As they talked, she felt an undeniable connection, an exhilarating spark that ignited her spirit. Leo was passionate and free-spirited, a stark contrast to the predictable life she had built with Mark. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Clara felt a pull toward Leo that she couldn't explain. "I should get going," she said reluctantly, glancing at her watch. "But I'd love to see more of your work sometime. Why don't you join me for a drink tomorrow evening?" Leo suggested, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "There's a small cafe copyright nearby that has great coffee and an incredible view." Clara hesitated, torn between her curiosity for this intriguing man and her commitment to Mark. Yet, the idea of spending more time with Leo was irresistible. "I'd like that," she finally replied, a thrill running through her. The following evening, Clara found herself sitting across from Leo at the cafe copyright, a nervous excitement fluttering in her stomach. They shared stories and laughter over steaming cups of coffee, the conversation flowing effortlessly. Clara felt alive in a way she hadn't in years, the weight of her everyday life momentarily forgotten. As the night wore on, Leo leaned closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. "You have such a vibrant spirit, Clara. It's refreshing to meet someone who loves the ocean as much as I do." Clara's heart raced at his words, a forbidden thrill coursing through her veins. "I'm just trying to find my way, I suppose. Sometimes it feels like I'm living for everyone else," she confessed, the vulnerability in her voice surprising even herself. Leo's expression softened. You deserve to live for yourself. Life is too short to hold back. In that moment, Clara realized how deeply she yearned for this kind of passion, unfiltered and raw. It felt like a breath of fresh air. And as they talked late into the night, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the brink of something extraordinary. As their connection deepened, Clara found herself torn between her growing feelings for Leo and her loyalty to Mark. He had always been there for her, providing stability and support, but their relationship lacked the spark that Leo ignited in her. Every stolen glance and lingering touch between her and Leo sent waves of electricity through her body, making her question everything she thought she knew about love. Days turned into weeks, and Clara and Leo began meeting regularly. They explored the coastline together, visiting hidden coves and sketching the beauty of the world around them. With each encounter, Clara felt herself slipping further into the intoxicating world of passion that Leo embodied. She was captivated by his spontaneity and the way he saw the world with fresh eyes, transforming the mundane into something beautiful. One evening, as they stood on the beach, the waves lapping at their feet, Leo took Clara's hand and turned her to face him. Clara, there's something magical about you. I can't help but feel drawn to you, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Clara's heart raced, torn between the exhilarating desire she felt for Leo and the guilt of betraying Mark. Leo, a broken bar. Before she could finish, Leo leaned in, capturing her lips with his. The kiss was electric, igniting every nerve in Clara's body. It was passionate and hungry, filled with the promise of something forbidden and new. In that moment, all her doubts and fears faded away, leaving only the intoxicating taste of desire. As they pulled away, Clara's breath came in quick gasps, her heart pounding in her chest. This is wrong, she whispered, fear flooding her. I can't do this to Mark. Leo's eyes softened, but the desire in them remained unwavering. I understand your hesitation, but you have to ask yourself what you truly want. Life is too short to live in fear of your desires. The weight of his words pressed heavily on Clara's heart. She knew he was right, yet the thought of hurting Mark felt like a betrayal she couldn't bear. Torn between two worlds, Clara found herself caught in a web of passion and guilt, unable to escape the path she had started down. The days that followed were filled with inner turmoil. Clara couldn't shake the feeling of exhilaration that came with her secret meetings with Leo, yet each moment spent with him was tinged with guilt. When she was with Mark, she felt a sense of responsibility and love, but it was a love that now felt suffocating. One evening, as Clara and Mark sat on the couch watching a movie, he turned to her, a concerned expression on his face. You've been distant lately. Is everything okay? Clara's heart raced at the thought of confessing her feelings for Leo. I've just been busy with work, she lied, forcing a smile. Mark nodded, but Clara could see the worry in his eyes. You know you can talk to me about anything, right? I just want you to be happy. His words pierced her heart, and guilt flooded her. She wanted to be honest with him, but the fear of shattering his trust held her back. Clara felt like she was living a double life, and the weight of the secret was becoming unbearable. Determined to find clarity, Clara decided to meet Leo one last time. She needed to confront her feelings and figure out what she truly wanted. As she approached their usual spot on the beach, The familiar sound of waves crashing against the shore filled her ears. Leo was already there, sketching as the sun dipped below the horizon. "Hey!" Clara said, trying to steady her racing heart. Leo looked up, his face lighting up with a smile. "Clara, you made it." "I wanted to talk," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I can't keep living like this." Leo set his sketchbook aside, concern etching his features. "What do you mean?" "I'm in a relationship with Mark. And I don't want to hurt him," she admitted, feeling the weight of her confession settle between them. Leo stepped closer, his expression serious. "You deserve to explore your passions, Clara. You can't ignore what you feel for me." "I know. But it's complicated," Clara said, tears welling in her eyes. "Mark is a good man, he loves me, and I don't want to hurt him." "Then you need to be honest with yourself," Leo urged, his voice gentle. "What do you want?" The question hung heavy in the air, and Claire felt her heart wrestle with the answer. "I want to be free," she whispered, the truth finally escaping her lips. "Then let's embrace that freedom together," Leo said, reaching for her hand. "Let's not hide from what we feel." Claire looked into his eyes, feeling the warmth of his touch envelop her. In that moment, the world around her faded away, and all she could see was the possibility of passion and adventure that lay ahead. Yet, the weight of her commitment to Mark loomed large, a reminder of the life she had built. With tears streaming down her cheeks, Clara made a choice. "I need time to think," she said, pulling her hand away. "I can't rush into anything." Leo nodded, understanding the weight of her decision. "Take all the time you need, just know that I'll be here when you're ready." As Clara walked away from the beach, the weight of her decision pressed heavily on her heart. She was torn between two worlds, caught between the comfort of familiarity and the allure of the unknown. The whisper of passion echoed in her mind, urging her to choose the path that set her soul on fire. Over the next few days, Clara struggled with her feelings. The contrast between her life with Mark and her encounters with Leo felt like a tempest within her. She found herself constantly daydreaming about Leo, the way he laughed, how he saw beauty in the mundane, and the way he made her feel alive. Yet, the thought of hurting Mark lingered like a shadow, haunting her every decision. She confided in her closest friend, Mia, who had always been her confidant. "What should I do, Mia?" Clara asked one afternoon over coffee. "I can't keep living this lie, Clara. You need to be honest with yourself and with Mark," Mia said, her voice steady. "You owe it to both of you to be true to your feelings. It's not fair to anyone to be caught in the middle." "I know," Clara replied, tears pooling in her eyes, "but I don't want to hurt him. He's always been there for me." "But you can't ignore your own happiness, either. You deserve to feel passionate about your life. And if that means making a difficult decision, then so be it," Mia encouraged, with renewed resolve. Clara knew she had to confront her feelings head on. She decided to sit down with Mark and have an honest conversation about their relationship. It was a decision that filled her with dread, but she understood the importance of being truthful. That evening, Clara took a deep breath as she sat across from Mark at their dinner table, the candlelight casting a warm glow around them. "Mark, can we talk?" she said, her voice shaking slightly. "Of course. What's on your mind?" he replied, his expression attentive. Clara felt her heart race as she prepared to lay her feelings bare. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," and I need to be honest with you about something that's been weighing on my heart." Mark's brows furrowed in concern, and Clara's stomach twisted in knots. "I've felt lost lately. And I can't ignore that I've developed feelings for someone else." The silence that followed was deafening. Clara watched as Mark's face fell, hurt flashing across his features. "Who is it?" he asked quietly. "It's Leo, the artist I met at the beach," Clara confessed, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I didn't mean for it to happen. But I can't pretend that it doesn't matter. I need you to know the truth." Mark's expression shifted from confusion to heartbreak. "I thought we were happy." "Clara, how long has this been going on?" "It's been a few weeks," Clara admitted, her voice trembling. "I never intended for it to happen. But I felt a connection with him that I haven't felt in a long time. I'm so sorry." Mark's eyes shimmered with unshed tears as he absorbed her words. "I don't know what to say," he said finally, his voice breaking. "I thought we were building a future together." Clara's heart ached in his pain, and she reached for his hand. "You deserve someone who can give you their whole heart, Mark. I've been holding back, and it's not fair to you." "I thought we were in this together," Mark said, his voice raw with emotion. "I thought you loved me." "I do love you," Clara insisted, her voice filled with desperation. "But I've realized that I can't continue to live this lie. I need to explore my own desires, even if it means losing you." Mark's gaze fell to the table, and Clara could see the devastation etched across his features. "I can't compete with someone else, Clara. If you're feeling this way, maybe it's best for us to part ways." The weight of his words struck Clara like a punch to the gut. "Mark, please don't say that," she pleaded, feeling the gravity of the moment. "I don't want to hurt you, but I can't pretend anymore." With a heavy heart, Clara watched as Mark stood up, his chair scraping against the floor. "I need some time to process this," he said, his voice barely above a whisper before he walked away, leaving Clara alone with her thoughts. The aftermath of their conversation left Clara feeling hollow. She had finally confronted her truth. Yet the pain of losing Mark consumed her. She loved him deeply, but the passion she felt for Leo was a fire that could no longer be ignored. In the days that followed, Clara found herself wandering the beaches, the whispers of the ocean mirroring the turmoil within her heart. She was at a crossroads, caught between the life she had built and the tantalizing allure of the unknown. As she stood on the shore one evening, the waves crashing around her, she spotted Leo in the distance. Sketching as always, the sight of him sent a thrill through her. Yet the guilt of her recent actions loomed heavy. Clara approached him, her heart racing with both excitement and trepidation. "Leo," she called out, and he turned, a smile breaking across his face. "Hey, Clara, I didn't think you'd come." "I needed to talk," she said, her voice wavering. "Things with Mark have changed." Leo's expression turned serious as he gestured for her to sit beside him. "What happened?" Clara took a deep breath, the weight of her confession heavy on her heart. "I told Mark about my feelings for you. I couldn't keep lying to him. He's hurting, and I don't know what to do." Leo's eyes softened with understanding. "That's a brave thing to do, Clara. It's never easy to be honest about our feelings, especially when it hurts others." "I love him, Leo," Clara admitted, tears welling in her eyes. "But I also feel this incredible connection with you. It's confusing. And I don't want to hurt Mark any more than I already have." Leo reached for her hand, his touch gentle and reassuring. "You're not responsible for how he feels, you need to honor your own heart." 2. "I don't want to lose the stability I had with Mark," Clara confessed, her voice trembling, "but I also don't want to deny this connection we share. Only you can decide what's right for you." Leo said softly, "I can't promise you anything. But I want you to know that I'm here for you. No matter what you choose." As Clara looked into Leo's eyes, she felt a sense of clarity wash over her. She had spent so long living in fear of her desires, but now, standing at the crossroads, she knew she had to embrace the unknown. With a trembling breath, she spoke, "I want to explore what we have. I want to be with you, Leo." His expression brightened, and he pulled her into a warm embrace. "Then let's embrace this journey together." As they stood wrapped in each other's arms, Clara felt a surge of liberation. The whisper of passion that had once felt forbidden was now a guiding light, illuminating her path forward. She had chosen to honor her heart, no matter the consequences. In the weeks that followed, Clara and Leo embarked on a new chapter of their lives together. Their connection blossomed, fueled by shared adventures and the intoxicating thrill of discovery. Clara reveled in the freedom of living authentically, the burdens of guilt slowly lifting from her shoulders. Yet, amidst the joy, Clara couldn't shake the guilt she felt over Mark. She knew that she had caused him pain, and the thought of him suffering weighed heavily on her heart. One evening, as she and Leo watched the sunset from the beach, Clara turned to him, her expression somber. "I need to talk to Mark one more time." Leo nodded, understanding the weight of her decision. "You owe it to both of you to have closure." The next day, Clara approached Mark, her heart racing with anxiety. They met at a quiet cafe copyright, the ambience heavy with unspoken words. As they sat across from each other, Clara felt a wave of sorrow wash over her. "Mark, thank you for meeting me." He looked at her, his expression guarded but pained. "What do you want, Clara?" "I wanted to apologize for how I handled everything." "You deserved better than that," she said, her voice trembling. "I never meant to hurt you." Mark's gaze softened slightly, but the hurt remained evident. "You should have told me sooner. I wish you would have been honest about your feelings." "I was scared," Clara admitted, tears welling in her eyes. "I loved you, but I couldn't ignore what I felt for Leo. It was unfair to you." "Yeah, it was," Mark replied, his voice heavy with emotion, "but I appreciate your honesty now. I just wish things could have been different." Clara nodded, her heart aching. "You deserve someone who can give you their whole heart." "I'm sorry for the pain I caused." Silence stretched between them, and Claire felt the weight of their shared historia, the love they had built and the dreams they once shared. "I want you to be happy, Clara," Mark finally said, his voice steady, "even if it means being with someone else. I hope you find happiness, too," Clara replied, her voice thick with emotion. As they parted ways, Clara felt a sense of closure wash over her. The burden of guilt that had once weighed her down began to lift, and she knew she had made the right decision. She had chosen to honor her own desires, and in doing so, she had freed herself from the chains of regret. With a renewed sense of purpose, Clara embraced her life with Leo, exploring the depths of passion and adventure that she had long yearned for. They spent their days creating art together, their connection deepening with each passing moment. The whispers of the ocean became a backdrop for their love story, a reminder of the beauty that came from embracing the unknown. As they walked hand in hand along the shore one evening, Clara felt a profound sense of gratitude for the journey she had taken. The forbidden whisper of passion had led her to a place of self-discovery and authenticity. "I never knew life could feel this vibrant," Leo said, glancing at her with a smile. Clara returned his gaze, her heart full. "Neither did I. Thank you for showing me the beauty of embracing my desires." Their laughter mingled with the sound of the waves, echoing into the night. Clara knew that she had chosen the path of passion and authenticity. And with Leo by her side, she was ready to face whatever adventures awaited them on the horizon. In the years to come, Clara would reflect on the lessons learned from her journey, the importance of honesty, the power of desire, and the beauty of embracing the unknown. The forbidden whisper of passion had transformed her life, guiding her toward a future filled with love, adventure, and the promise of endless possibilities. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the ocean, Clara felt a deep sense of peace. She had chosen to follow her heart, and in doing so, she had discovered the true essence of passion, the freedom to live authentically and the courage to embrace the whispers of desire that called to her soul. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed, then please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.